And welcome back to Football Manager once again. We've now made it, of course, to the Welling fixture at home, and you'll note a few more names down here. These are just, at the moment, trialists I'm going to be bringing in to fill in a few extra spots we need, just a bit more depth really, and going from there. I'm not sure any of them are going to be all that good, but we still need to have a bit of a look anyway, just in case. So I think there's not really much to say. It's only been 2 days. Just realised one important thing I completely missed out. We're playing Salisbury in the FA Cup third qualifying round, I should say. And Salisbury are in the 7th tier of English football in this game, so we could still do quite well against them and continue on at least until the 4th qualifying round, which is where we're supposed to end up. We have changed the team slightly in this game. We've gone to a cautious Route 1 mentality with, obviously, this team you can see here. I'll read all about it in one go in the team sheets on the next screen. Petrovic is coming back into the team. Obviously, he was put out for the team in the last game, and Charlie Ball is making his debut as well. So hopefully we can actually do well with this side, and really just try and get a win to start this league season off with just as much of a bounce as the FA Cup match. So for today's fixture, we have for Chippenham Town, Will Puddy in goal, Andrew Burns at right back, Michelle Parker and Ollie Dwyer in at centre back, with Kieran Parsel as left back. We have Ross Stern as a right midfield, with Luke Russ, Joe Hanks in central midfield, with Alex Petrovic on the left, with Dan Holman and Charlie Ball up front. Whilst on the bench we have Luke Jordan, Eddie Jones, Stanley, who I've altered the name of because I could not pronounce his last name, Luke Rawson and Spencer Hamilton. Whilst Welling United have a Reece Charles Cook in goal, with Kiori Johnson, Lewis Hobbs, Scott Doe as captain, Nathan Green, this one, and I'm going to attempt to pronounce that, Darren Oldaka, Adi Shokunbi, Dominic Vose, Umar Traore, you got to be kidding me, Umar Traore, Deepo Akinyemi, and then on the bench David Hughes, Kenneth Yao, George Brown, Kaleem Simon and Montel Agyeman. Montel. Yes, that's annoying. I was looking to sign him at the start of this season, but we were priced out of his wages by about 150 quid. So he didn't sign, and clearly, as you can see there, he's signed for Welling. So I really hope he doesn't score today, because as you might remember from last time with Halifax, he was a rather prolific goalscorer at the National League level, so he could be dangerous against us today. Puddy with a long kick forward, Russo with the ball forward to Stern, now Burns over the top looking for Holman, but headed back by the impronounceable player for Welling. Hanks ball over the top looking for Holman, I think, but Petrovic ends up with the ball, and a spectacular effort in the 40th second of this match gives Chippenham a 1-goal lead against a Welling side who, on paper, look to be the better side. But as the ball flew into the net, just shy of the 40th second of the game, Petrovic is most definitely making himself shown. Oh, okay. I didn't quite want that to happen to him. Umar Traore, as you can see here, has been injured. I didn't want that to happen to him. I just didn't want him to score. Unfortunately, Scott Doe has scored instead. And as a result, the current score is Chippenham 1, Welling 1. And that is frustrating, especially given how much space he was given at the far post to head that ball into the net was way too much. Free kick now from Will Puddy, looking at the ball over the top. It's a very poor effort though, and we are 2-1 down. That was absolutely atrocious defensive work, as well as a terrible ball from our goalkeeper. And I'm going to have to berate that for the team. I mean, Ollie O'Dwyer is supposed to be our best player at the club, and he was absolutely diabolically bad in that challenge. Gave up the chase way too quickly, and As a result, we're now 2-1 behind. This could be a rather slow season, I must say, and worryingly, we don't appear to be fighting back, so to speak. Goal kick from Will Paddy. Ball out to the right, oh no, for the centre, sorry. But again, a terrible ball, and it's 3-1. This has been absolutely catastrophic. And I'm going to have to change the team, be more positive in the mentality to get forward more, because this is not acceptable. Odaka now with the ball. Thankfully, Will Paddy makes the save this time and looks to get a long clearance forward. The ball ends up all the way with Hobbs in the defence for Welling, but it's just played straight back to Charles Cook and then relaunched into our half. Stern now with the ball. Over the top looking for Holman, who I think is onside, and he shows why he is our best striker at the club. With his 150th league goal of his career, that's very impressive. Only his second at Chippenham, but 150 across his entire career. And in the first half of this match, 5 goals have been scored. I must admit, if I was a fan, I'd put a bet on this match. At least I would have wanted to anyway, because that is incredible. And at half time, we are still behind against Welling, but by no means is it insurmountable at this point. We can still come back. So let's start the second half. Hopefully we'll start the half as we ended the previous one. And I've just noticed that a player of ours is now at a 6.0, and we've got a penalty against us as well, and a player's think being sent off. No, he isn't. Okay, so it's just the penalty, and I'm not even going to pronounce his name, and he scores anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yes, we are now 4-2 down, and yes, Parcel is coming off for Eddie Jones, who will be playing as an inverted wing back, mainly because we need to try and play forward. Simple as that, really. Charlie Ball is coming off for Luke Jordan, who he's going to have to play the poacher because it's his best role. And we're also going to bring off Ross Stern. Ah, right, that's not good. I was not quite aware of that. So instead of bringing him off, we're going to bring on Luke Rawson for Luke Russ. Never mind. We can't actually do anything at this point in time because none of our players are really in a position to be brought off, which is a tad worrying. I guess I could bring off... No, never mind. I was going to bring off Ollie Dwyer, but I'll leave it as it is for now. We'll just have to see what happens for the rest of this match. I might even go to a 1 central midfielder, 3 strikers, but for now I'll leave it as is. And for the last half hour of this match we're going to go attacking, and I'm going to encourage the team because I berated them a lot in the first half, but that penalty was an awkward thing to have to work around. But we do have the ball now with Jones, who crossed the ball in looking for Jordan, who plays it on, and unfortunately despite it ending up in the back of the net, it did not become a goal because he was offside. A terrible piece of play from Petrovic, but thankfully O'Dwyer heads the ball back forward again. Now Parker, ball over the top looking for Jordan, who's in behind, but his shot is poor, and it ends up with another throw in from essentially the same position we had the last one. And at this point in time, very little is going to happen in this match, and annoyingly, despite the fact that he's actually one of the better players on the field, we're going to have to bring O'Dwyer off because he's just not got the stamina to play out the full match, which is of course frustrating. I've been very attacking for the last 10 minutes of this match, and I'm going to demand more from my team. Vose now with the ball forward, and Akinyemi with the ball, thankfully not in the back of the net. It went out for a corner kick instead, and now a corner kick to be taken by Odaka. Swings it in, and apparently at the end of the highlight, which was rather abrupt, I must say. We're only in 17th. Actually, no, 16th now, it's even better. So, it could be worse. It could be a hell of a lot worse, I'll put it that way. But it could also be a hell of a lot better as well. And I'm going to thrash my ass about. I am not happy with that result. Not by any stretch of the margin. We were 1-0 up. We had a very strong start of the match. And everything fell apart. Just going to quickly go through all of these trialists coming in. As you can see, mainly midfielders. We do need some midfield players coming through. And I might as well go forward to show you if any of them are any good. And annoyingly, the answer to that question is yes. There are 2 players that I'm going to be signing. Habib Makanjula, I think that's how you pronounce his name. 9-month contract, £85 a week, perfectly acceptable to me. And Michael Saunders, a player with an actually pronounceable name by me. Right, that's not good. We can't afford to sign him. Okay, let's drop this down so we have £1,000 on the transfer budget. He's not going to like the plan that I have currently available, but unfortunately it's the best I've got, and he's just going to have to accept it at this point, and he doesn't. So we're not going to get Michael Saunders, but no, we're not signing him either. I assume it's this one. Yeah, we're not signing him. He's got nice potential, but we're not going to sign him as a National League potential player. So, looking at the current fixture list, I don't want to come back for the FA third qualifying round, so I'll probably come back for the 4th qualifying round, which will be on the 24th of, October, sorry. So Billericay will be moved for that fixture most likely. So we'll probably play that fixture and Ebbsfleet in the league. So until then, as I say every episode, I bid thee adieu and goodbye.